Can I ask a quick question? If you're Miami and you have him on that short deal, do you try to trade him for some team's top 25 prospects and then rebuild?
I was going to say you're going to get unthinkable return because it's.
I mean, you could probably
like,
get
right.
two. You can get two young big leaguers and their top 10 prospects.
100%.
It's so hard because they've been in such a weird spot where it's like when Jeter took over, they sold everybody and they made the playoffs in 2020. But it's like, do you really, really want to press that rebuild button, or you just want to buy some pieces and maybe make some trades? But they're in the toughest division. I mean, right? They're in such a weird spot. It's like, can you afford to get sent back another 5 years or so and wait for all these prospects to come up if you trade one of the best pitchers in baseball? Or
you can't ask your fans if you trade someone like Sandy Alcantara on that contract after the year that he just had. You can't ask your fans to show up next year.
Can't you literally
showing
cannot.
up anyway.
Show up as
well, I know, but like
every 5 days.
Yes.
Yeah, just come on. Yeah, every fifth day, guys. Hey, come on, please sell out.
They did get pretty unlucky because they signed Garcia and they signed Georgie Soler, and they had Jesus Aguilar.
They did it. They did spend
DFA in the middle of the year.
Right.
Those other guys got hurt. Like
Garrett Cooper had a good year.
They signed for
Jazz got hurt.
They signed for
good players.
They do. Stallings, Miguel Rojas. They had Joey Wendell. They traded for
Brian Anderson.
Signed Brian Anderson.
Cooper.
Right.
Cooper was an all-star.
Cooper was an all-star.
Like that's what I'm saying. It's tough. Like, do you
big leagues is tough. Baseball's hard.
Do you send back 5 more years, or do you try to build around him?
But can you get some big league ready players?
Right. There's only so many out there who people are willing to trade.
I have a question.
What do you got?
So, Shohei Ohtani is an unrestricted free agent next year at the age of 29. Does he get $500 million?
You have to. He has the most leverage. He has the most leverage ever. I'm going to get paid like a starting pitcher. I'm going to get paid like a starting pitcher. I'm going to get paid like a top 20 hitter in baseball.
Just give him a legit $1 billion.
He's making $30 million this year, and he's grossly underpaid.
Yes,
that's how good he is.
I think if he goes out and has another year like he's had, someone's going to give him 10 for 500.
I think so too. It's going to be it's going to like break the world how much the Mets are going to say, here is every dollar I've ever had.
Can I give you another one? Let me give you another one.
Please.
With the deal that Judge just signed, Juan Soto is going to be a free agent at like 26, 27. He's going to get a 14-year deal.
Okay, but what if he has another year like this year where he hits 240 or 250? I understand. Hey. I know he has like an 850 on OPS. I get that. But he was supposed to be like Judge, 300, 1 dot.
But he's going to be 26 under. He's going to get a 14-year deal for $550 million. Like a team's going to give it to him. Like you're telling me in 2 years, the New York Mets, Steve Cohen's not going to say, "Hey man, here's $500 million."
How many years? How many years is he in San Diego for?
This is his last one.
This is his last one?
5. No, he's got 2 more.
Or two?
I believe it says 2 more.
I think it's this one, the next one. I think they traded him for.
I mean, the guy's been in the league for 44 years. What the fuck?
It's this one and the next one.
What the fuck?
I mean, yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Like, obviously, he was on a World Series team with the Nationals, but like now he's got like another really good team around him in San Diego. Like, we'll see what he does this year.
Oh my God! Remember that?
The Nationals already offered him $440. Like,
that's what I'm saying.
So it's going to be
Padres.
It's going to be
the Padres.
But has he declined since that offer?
It doesn't matter because if he hits 35 homers and hits 280 the next 2 years, and that's going to be a down year for him. The teams are going to
get at least that.
My hot take is that if Machado walks, they're going to give, because Machado's got an opt out. Machado walks, the Padres are going to give him 14 for $550.
$1 billion.
It's going to be
$1 billion.
Do you know Juan Soto had 135 walks compared to 96 strikeouts this year? I mean, if that's your down year,
that's what I'm saying. It's nuts.
His down years are so productive, and he would tell you he struggled in that second half with San Diego, but he still is a productive player because that's what he does. He gets on base.
I saw some things on Twitter with his bat path got substantially flatter, I guess, and not as vertical. So I guess he had a lot more ground balls and pop-ups, where in Washington in the years he was really banging and not hitting 250 and walking so much. What do you got?
Do you want a really hot take on that? He lost Kevin Long.
Kevin Long. But which is interesting, though, because Kevin Long is notorious for the opposite from what I've listened to.
From like what his drills look like?
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not saying I haven't been in a room with him before, but
No, me either. But yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, but having a hitting coach that you've trusted for a long time and then having him go somewhere else and having to figure it out, that's a toughie.
That's hard because, like, obviously you can still reach out to guys and say, hey man, like FaceTime them, just chop it up. It is not the same with after a game and like the trust that you have in somebody. I don't know if we talked about the Yordan Alvarez in the World Series thing when he was struggling, and I think the hitting coach Cintron for the Astros brought him in and it was just like, hey, I see something in you. Tried it one day, didn't work, and they met again and they were like, hey, can you just trust me? Can you please just trust me? He goes, all right, fuck it, let's do it. I trust you, whatever. And then that was the homer to basically end the World Series, and he gave him a lot of praise for that. But it's like, if you don't trust that person, like no matter what they're saying, it could be gold. But if it's not clicking, it's just not going to work. Even
it takes time to build that relationship. And when you go from being the top dog with the Nats, when you can go ahead and hit on the field every day early and take as many rounds of BP as you want and like do whatever you want, to when you go to San Diego and they're competing and you got Machado and you got some of these other guys and like you're probably not getting as much cage time as you want or whatever, to kind of work through that is a challenge. Do you think Alvarez put on like a Kendra Scott bracelet and then he hit that homer, or
has to?
I think so.
Maybe put it under his tape, a little Kendra Scott power?
Yes.
I do.
Can we?
I love Scott.
Yes.
I can't wait to see the contract Scott Effross gets when he's a free agent.
Can
5 for $100 million. Thanks.
Fresh legs going into next
God
year.
damn it, guys. Can we
Sorry.
talk about the Sean Murphy trade?
Yeah.
Yes.
How many prospects do the A's have?
What did they get back? I actually didn't see that. I saw he was going to Atlanta, but I didn't see.
Well, every trade the A's ever make is like, here's a really good big league player who's an all-star for like 75 prospects.
So how many guys did they get from?
They got like 8 guys or something. It was like 6 or something.
Between
many
Milwaukee
Braves
and the
prospects do
Braves,
they have
I think
now
they
in the
got
system?
legitimately 5 or 6 guys.
How many did they get for Olsen? 4 or 5? Last year.
Yeah.
A lot, yeah.
So they have just like they could have like a whole team of former Braves prospects.
Guys, the Coliseum's really empty. They're trying to come up with some ways to fill some seats. They're just going to keep trading for guys and say you're going to sit in the stands, you know? So something.
All right,
Tom.
I sent this to one of my groups. How does a 3-team trade work? Like, do you just call up a random GM and be like, "Hey, me and Dakota are talking. Like, let me call Ian or Scott and see if they want in on this trade."
Do you think they do? Do you think they send out a conference line, or do you think they just like add them in and merge the call?
Yeah,
They're like, hey,
hang
Billy,
on, I
haven't
got Brian.
talked to you
I
in a
got
while.
Cashman on the other line. Hang
Yeah,
on.
haven't talked to you in a while. Hey, how's the family? How the kids? Hey, do you want a few prospects for Sean Murphy? What do you got?
Well, I feel like 3-team trades in baseball are kind of rare. In football, I feel like they never happen. In basketball, I feel like they happen all the time. Right, Dakota?
Yeah, I feel like basketball it's much more common because
probably
like
in
the
basketball
contracts they got to make the contracts work to stay under the cap.
Because the cap, yeah.
Yeah.
And
It's
there's
probably
just less guys.
Probably easier in basketball to fill spots too, because there's 5 positions. So, like, I need a point guard, you need a point guard. We're trading somebody else. So, like, and this is the situation that happened here. They were taking a catcher. The Braves were getting a catcher. They had to unload a catcher, so they needed another team to take William Contreras. Brewers step up. There's more prospects floating around. Just prospects all over the place.
A's, by the way, got 4 players last year in that deal. They got 5 today, so they got 9 in those 2 trades.
Wow.
So the A's got the prospects, right?
Yes, correct.
So they're all going to come up together, and they all do really well. When they all get to free agency, they're going to say, "Hey, we need more prospects."
Well,
Who did
they're just going to get to arbitration. They're going to be like, "It's too expensive."
who did the Brewers send away then?
Pena
Manny
Oh.
Pena.
Yeah.
and a couple prospects.
He was with the Braves. 2, wasn't he?
Oh, I have no idea.
Pena was with the Braves and the Brewers.
I think the Brewers kind of made out like bandits in the trade. I think they did pretty well.
I have all the people if you want all the people.
Say all the people. There's so many people.
I know. Atlanta gets Sean Murphy. Oakland gets Kyle Muller, Estuary Ruiz, Freddie Tarnock, Robert Salinas, and Manny Pena. Milwaukee gets William Contreras, Justin Yeager, and Joel Payampas.
Yeah, I didn't know the names.
Apologies to all those names.
Payamps.
Yeah, sure.
I didn't
he's
know
actually
the
a big league
names.
reliever, right?
Yeah,
he's been bounced around a few times.
Got good stuff.
But yeah, the people the Brewers gave up, I feel like I don't know how good they are, but the fact they got Contreras, I feel like you said, Ian, like they got away pretty good in that trade.
Yeah. I mean, Contreras is young. He's controllable. He's already been an all-star. They also got a big league reliever. The Brewers tend to do great things with big league relievers. Yeah, and they gave up a bunch of prospects, probably some of those prospects they got in the Hader trade. So they're probably just trading guys that they've just acquired to get more big league talent.
That Ruiz guy had 85 stolen bases this year.
Oof.
Jeez. Bigger bases, though, and no step-offs.
Good point.
Guys, what else do you want to cover that's been going on? Anything else?
I have like 6 things.
Oh, well, Scott, you haven't asked all your questions. Let's do a little round of Scotty's questions brought to you by Manscaped. Manscaped, 20% off, free shipping with code COMPOUND at manscaped.com. It's a great gift for somebody in your life.
They're talking about it's new year coming up, new year, new you. You know, you want to take care of your balls. You got to do that. Use code COMPOUND.
Pretty aggressive read there, Tom. Pretty aggressive. But they
Listen,
got the lawnmower 4.0
Yes,
with the light.
As every New Year's resolution list starts,
think about your balls. You know?
better care of my balls.
Tom actually has a notebook, and the first page you open, that's what he wrote up top. Manscaped, 20% off and free shipping with code COMPOUND at manscaped.com. This is Scotty's questions. Go.
All right, I have a lot. We'll do quick hitters. First off, I just want to say Dakota and Tom's coverage of the U.S. men's national team was excellent.
Thank you.
Very entertaining. As I referred to Dakota and our other friend Mark Huberman, shout out Mark, in our group every single day about the men's national team. I don't know anything about soccer, but it was entertaining. They taught us, so I thought that was great.
You definitely don't. You definitely don't, because you asked us, wait a second, why is the game over after 90 minutes? I thought it was 120. And we said, no, Scott, it's 90.
Before. I've definitely seen 120 minutes.
It's
soccer.
when it goes to extra time. It happened in the next round.
It's like rugby. They have a bunch of different ways they play. Hey, Scott,
Yeah.
if Tom and Dakota would have done a separate episode that was just labeled Tom and Dakota talking about this men's national team, would you have listened?
100%.
That's what we should have done. All right, next question.
I think it's. I've told Dakota this. He could just run. He could run like his own sports, like just sports general podcast.
Oh, Zach, look at that. He wants him to dump us.
Well, no.
What else is new?
Scott just
Other
said that
sport.
because one day in our group text, I went from talking like men's national team
It's
to
insane.
Thunder basketball to Michigan State basketball. Like I follow every, like I'm watching, I have hockey
This
on.
guy
right now.
knows every like horse at like Thistledown, like just everything running. Just like anything with a sport and a television camera, this guy knows. Second thing, also related to other sports, Dakota, Lions, hot. Jets, sorry, Zach, not. Brownies also not.
Control your own destiny.
Big matchup this week. Big matchup this week.
Huge
Lions Jets.
matchup week.
Yes, this is a playoff game for both teams.
Very large. Is Mike White going to be okay?
Bro, that man was turned into a C yesterday.
Tough. And he walked off. And
then came back on.
fine.
And then,
He went to the
Football.
hospital. Yeah,
Football.
after. Crazy.
Ian's a fan of the Browns, the Steelers, the Bengals.
Mostly the
Bengals.
Bears too, yeah.
Houston. He lives. Where do you live?
Does
Closer to Houston, or
Austin.
Dallas? You're probably a Cowboys fan because you're.
Bears.
Does Austin
Bears
have an
going for the
XFL
first
team?
overall pick. What do you got, Scott? What's the next question? These have just been comments. They haven't been
He
questions.
said he had
but-
6 things. He didn't say 6
I had 6
questions.
things, technically. Oh, I'll say my actual question for the end. Remember I texted you, I said I have 2 things about the shift.
How long are we going for, Scott?
Keep going. I love it.
We got time. Where you going to be? It's the off season, buddy. Hey, chop. It's a chop. Remember I texted you guys, I said I have 2 things about the shift from your shift episode that I wanted to ask because I was actually genuinely curious about.
Okay.
Can you play like a 4-man outfield with the shift?
No. Because everybody has to be on the grass.
Well,
or
I
on the
mean,
dirt.
sorry. Let me rephrase that. Can you? I mean, like,
What about a 5-man infield?
in Yankees,
No, you can't bring an outfielder in.
No, you have to have 2 guys on each side of the dirt.
What if I
Okay,
put my
so-
center fielder directly behind second base on the dirt? Like it's right on the line, so you can't say it's on one side or the other.
I think it defeats the purpose of the 5-man infield.
what about like at Yankee Stadium, short porch to right? You just move Judge in soup like he's playing like second base.
I mean, he could do that. Yeah. But that's
Okay.
that's a 5-man infield.
I don't think that was my question. It was something along those lines. So it was like 3 weeks ago. The other question was in the minor leagues this year, they have like the angle, right? For where guys had to stand, Zach. Can you stand?
We didn't have it.
No, that's not a thing. That's not a thing. That was
Oh, yeah,
tested in some
Where
other
was that?
levels. Not a thing.
So can you have so if say it's a lefty up and you want to shift them pull, you have your first baseman, your second baseman. Can you have your shortstop play right behind the back?
Yes, but not across the line.
So he can
imaginary
play,
line.
okay. But there was a time where they had like the pizza slice angle,
That was
right?
a thing they did in like high A or something. Yeah.
Okay. So you can still like play him to pull, kind of.
Correct.
Did
But
you
that
ask maybe
ball-
because you thought I was in high A, Scott?
But you
Ooh.
can't
No, I
have,
thought they did.
Ooh.
you can't have 3 guys on one
You're the infield
side.
guy.
So you can't
You're
have
our
the
infield.
super shift. You can't have the super shift where the shortstop's just on the other side of second.
Right. Do you think we'll see that with like first baseman playing way off the line to cover the hole now, and the pitcher has all priority to get out of first base because guys will just pull it into that hole now?
Maybe, but I think teams would not give up the line because there's doubles to the line. So teams would rather have a guy hit a ball in the 4 hole and have a single than hook one down the line and get a double.
But what if you like overshift your outfield? Then it'll be interesting to see.
It's going to be interesting to see.
It's going to be interesting to see.
I think
It'll be interesting to see. Because if you have a pitcher, say you have like a guy who's just like a ground ball guy for a lefty, like he's gonna like try to hit him into the ground. You really like sell out for the ground ball and like pitch to that strength. You move your right fielder over down the line to protect against the doubles, center fielder almost in like right center, and then overshift your first baseman, second baseman, then have the shortstop up the middle. I was just thinking about scenarios like how teams are gonna maneuver it next year.
It's going to be hilarious when you're rehabbing next year and watching all this baseball, and you're just going to be sitting there going, what if we moved this guy all the way over here?
I'm gonna be like Charlie Kelly in It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, trying to figure out Pepe Silvia with like a legal pad of just different shifts that could work. Just
going to bring it out in the dugout and hit it to Boone. Like, I think I got an idea, coach.
I got it.
Aaron, I stayed up all night. I got some ideas for you. Here you go.
Ian, is it like once he starts delivering the pitch, can you like shuffle over to the side, or is it like you got to stay there all the way?
I think until it crosses the plate.
All right.
So you can't have people like running behind.
I was going to say like get like a little jog start, like lift your leg, go.
No, but I'm sure
That'd
there'll
be
be
kind of
some
fun to
stuff
watch.
right away that'll be hilarious because people will be trying to
Oh,
like
yeah.
shuffle across the line.
Well, it's like realistically, I could be them being like, "Hey, Aaron, play 20 steps in right field. Like,
Right.
be ready to throw to first base.
especially like there because you have the short.
It's over your
porch.
head. It's gone anyway.
It's over your head.
But
it's gone, yeah.
if you give up, if a ball that would have been like a fly ball out on the track becomes a double, it's so much more penal from a run
What
scoring
about
standpoint.
What about if is there no outfield shift rules? Like you could literally bring your center fielder to shallow right, put your left fielder in center, and not even have a.
That's what I was gonna say. That's what I was thinking.
You could do that.
Fun for your outfielders.
Teams are going to do that 100%.
I agree.
When Rizzo's in the
At least in
box
spring
and an
training.
opposing team is facing Rizzo at Yankee Stadium, you're going to see some weird outfield shifts.
But it'll take an outfielder that has enough versatility to be able to field a ground ball over there.
Nowadays they
I-
all do.
I think the guys up the middle are going to, like a guy like Lindor. I think I think he's talked about it before about athletes being up to middle. Like they're going to respect the fact that they get to play the shortstop position again. I don't think like some of those guys, I don't think they're going to want to cheat across the bag. Like I think they're going to want to kind of establish themselves as like the second baseman and the shortstop, and the two most athletic guys in the middle of the field will make the best plays. Yes, Tom.
Really quick, if they, because there's no movement allowed, but we're, as you said, people are going to try to do some sort of movement. What's the penalty if they do break one of those rules?
Automatic
I
loss.
don't know.
I've heard-
Automatic home runs.
I think the
forfeit.
umpire. I think
It's,
the
it's a
umpire.
home run, 2 points to the other team.
Well, it's reviewable too. So I think
What?
Yeah.
That's reviewable, but a fucking foul ball like 270 feet away isn't reviewable.
A freaking foul ball.
Yeah, come on.
Like
Come on.
what are we doing?
I think the umpires have just it's like a balk. Like you just get to like reset. Like you can take the result if you want, or it resets.
Got it. Thank you.
A free play.
Free
Take a
play.
shot
Oh,
down.
we get a free play.
Take a shot downfield.
Exactly.
Brought to you by Kendra
Um,
Scott. Scott, do you have any other comments?
got a-
Yeah, I
he's
have an
got his question.
actual fan question of the week.
Oh,
Yeah.
Scotty
If-
Effross, fan question of the week, brought to you by Kendra Scott. If you need to get some earrings or a necklace or some jewelry for your significant other, KendraScott.com. What do you got, Scott?
Amazing. That is, you can't draw up the segues better. No, more natural.
Nice.
Until you ruin
Nice.
them. Go
Nice.
ahead.
Had a
You
baby.
can't draw it up until
Until you blatantly put it out there and completely ruin it. Go ahead, Scott.
My
What's your-
question was, it's the holidays, holiday season starting.
Yep.
What is everyone's favorite holiday tradition around this time of year?
Good question. That is a good question.
And I want Tom to go first.
Well, Scott.
What?
Okay.
Nope, go ahead, Tom.
I thought he said
Open
Tom
it.
first, Ian, not
As
you.
No,
open-ended as possible.
Well, so my parents actually just moved, so it'll be the first time we're doing Christmas not in my childhood house this year. So it'll be interesting to
Ooh.
see.
That's wild.
It's gonna be very interesting. We're a big open your best present on Christmas Eve family. So that's a fun one. The other one I would say is we usually after Thanksgiving dinner have a little glass of eggnog to celebrate. So those are the two.
Yeah.
I know Dakota likes that. I know
I'm already 2 gallons deep this season.
gallons. Jesus. All right.
Oh, I
I think that's the only glass
Oh.
I've had so far.
Oh,
Eggnog
you
makes me
get
feel
sick.
so heavy.
injected into my veins. I want instead of blood, I want eggnog.
You would die.
It's fine. It's a good way
Just
to go.
Freebasing eggnog.
It's a good way to go.
Scott, can you give us yours?
I was thinking about this. We do a small Secret Santa and a white elephant gift exchange, but also my family's Jewish. My wife Brittany's family is not. She's Christian, so we will do like a Hanukkah celebration as well as a Christmas celebration. So I think melding those two.
You got like 2 weeks to celebrate.
Yeah, you get the best of both worlds, Scott.
Oh, so many gifts. But I like being able to meld those two holidays together and spend time with our families like that. But we do like a white elephant gift exchange, which I think is kind of fun. I think it's not super original, but it's always a good time.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Zach, Dakota.
My favorite is my mom's side of the family at our Christmas party. Gets later in the night. We've already opened gifts. All the girls, the aunts, the sisters have gone home. And then it's me, the uncles, brother-in-law, younger sister's boyfriend, go downstairs. We got football this Saturday, which is huge. Put football on
Browns.
TV, and we play cards for late in the night till about
Little Blu-ray?
Yes, I've taught them Blu-ray. They love Blu-ray.
No way.
Yeah,
Wow.
we play until like 3 a.m. It's a long night, but it's a blast.
That's
Forward
awesome.
to it every year.
Love that.
That's a great way to do it. Zach, you going?
Yeah, we very similar to Tom's. My brothers and I opened each other's gifts that we got each other on Christmas Eve. Same thing. And my mom actually just texted me today, and she goes, "I'm stuck on ideas what to do for Christmas Eve because the last like 5 years we've done something completely different. Like we went to the movies, got Chinese food, went to New York City, did everything." And she's like, "You got to think of something new to do this year." So if you guys have any ideas, shoot them my way.
Is this Fallon's first one or second? Or
No,
was-
last year I went to her house on Christmas night. But this year she's come. We actually just talked about it. She's going to come to my house Christmas Eve, Christmas morning, and then we're going to go to her house like really early in the afternoon for
You guys are
Christmas
sleeping
Day.
in separate bedrooms, right?
Yeah, duh.
My most recent new tradition is I go to Julie's family for Christmas Eve and Christmas, and they have this pretty cool basement with like a bar and stuff, and they basically host everybody Christmas night. They call it for friends and stuff and the families, and it's kind of a rager.
Wow.
It's the
We have a
best.
lot of fun. Yeah, it's great.
Do you like eggnog with alcohol in it or no?
No, eggnog in general, absolutely disgusting. Just
You're missing
complete
out, man.
opposite.
I feel bad
Could not
for
be
you.
farther away from it.
Dakota, is there a brand of eggnog? No free ads, but like,
It
or just
doesn't
like
matter.
the local, like, is it like the local, like dairy farmers?
I could get
brand?
it from a gas station
Oh, stop.
in
Oh.
the heart of Detroit, and I don't care.
God, you're
I'll drink
I don't
any.
mind that. I don't mind eggnog. I don't like it all the time.
It could
like,
be an open
occasionally.
cup. It could be an open cup that was sitting on a counter at the gas station. You're like, hey, we were giving out this eggnog. I'd be like, all right, thanks, man. And I'd drink that eggnog.
How are you guys doing on gifts? You got all your gifts picked out?
No,
Yeah.
I have a few more I need.
What are you going to use for that, Zach?
Athletic greens.
Kendra Scott.
God damn it.
Damn it,
Kendra Scott.
Zach, I
Have
gave
been
you a
listening to
layup.
the episode at all?
threw you the
Have
alley-oop.
listened to the
You
episode?
said, what am
Or-
I going to use for that? I thought you meant
Yeah,
like
you're
a
gonna
different
use
type of currency.
KendraScott.com.
They're going to
You're gonna use
currency.
KendraScott.com.
What the fuck?
Clean it up.
Well,
Uh,
obviously.
He's gonna get everybody.
Well, I thought you wanted me to say that I'm using yen or something.
No. Well, you could probably use yen on KendraScott.com. That's
I
how
think you can.
versatile it
If
is.
you just go on there and move the currency, you can use all your yen.
My God.
Zach's
We're off
going
the
to
rails.
Kendra
This
Scott.
is the earliest we've ever been off the rails.
Can we do screen time?
Yeah.
Is there
Scott, you
anything
had no
else to
more
talk about?
no more questions, Scott? You got
Maybe
through?
we'll
Uh,
get-
no,
that
that's
was
it.
the last one.
All right, good.
Goodness gracious.
I thought I laid that up pretty easily. I'm going to be honest.
Yeah, I knew where that was going. I made a joke.
I thought it was pretty clear what I meant. No? All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, yeah, everybody felt like that was all.
Zach's gonna get everyone a Manscaped. It says take care of your balls in
Take care of your
2023.
balls. Right, Tom?
Hell yeah, guys. Got
Tom,
to-
what's your screen time? Presented by Sloan. Sloan
Uh,
screen time if you need automatic flushers and/or faucets.
5 hours, 3 minutes.
You need automatic flushers after you take care of your balls.
Zach, what's your screen time?
Hang on, I'm going.
I have an apt excuse for mine.
I was looking up the closest currency.
Can I
412
explain my
for me.
excuse real quick?
412.
I had no
Same.
Wi-Fi. I had no Wi-Fi in my house, so I couldn't watch TV because it's connected through the Wi-Fi. So I had to watch Netflix on my phone. So I have 2 hours and 6 minutes of Netflix. So that doesn't count. But my time is 6:19. But it
Wow.
should be 4:13. Saying.
One more minute than us.
619, huh?
Well, 2 hours of Netflix because I didn't have Wi-Fi.
Zach.
5 hours and 3 minutes.
Hey, Scotty.
Wait, 503? I'm also 503. That's wild.
Ooh.
Maybe. Well, matching
Ooh,
scores
that's
here.
double
Look at us.
double. Couple of doubles.
And then
Look at
Dakota's
us. Who
out.
would have thought?
Hey, Scott, thanks for joining us this week. Thanks for coming back. I know it's been a while. Let's have it not be so long next time. We're trying
Hey.
to mix in some fresh blood on the pod, but we just love
Yeah.
having you on so much.
Sometimes
I
you got to
love
go
the-
back to old reliable, you know?
I loved the Justin Steele episode. I loved the Roger Steele episode, double steal.
Yeah, we didn't point that out that it was back-to-back steals. I noticed that when we were up. Nobody
Yeah,
mentioned
that leads the league in podcasts per steal.
Okay. Thanks.
All right,
again,
now-
Hey,
Scotty.
Scotty.
That's why we gave you a break.
Just to
This episode was brought to you by Parsley Rum. It's episode 138 of the Compound Podcast.
139, we think.
Could be 139. Somebody go and do the entire counting and then tweet at us. Also, hit that like, subscribe, resubscribe because we like when you do that. We'll see you next week for episode 139 or 140.